Hey, I'm John Cena. Smash the like button if you think that the black and gold era of NXT was overrated in hindsight compared to the Shawn Michaels era of NXT.
First off, stop spreading misinformation. I saw a dumb tweet from this one YouTube guy, right? This dude said that the black and gold era of NXT is better than the Shawn Michaels era. And then he gave more misinformation that is false. This numbskull said that All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling was beating NXT by 1 million views. No, they were not. You dumb idiot. You dumb fuck. They were not beating NXT by 1 million views. Dumb. They were sharing views. When it comes to Dynamite, they were under 1 million. Let's go back to that war. Let's go back to the Wednesday Night Wars. They were sharing views back and forth, right? When it came to the black and gold brand, I think they were at maybe over 600,000 per week. Now, compare that to Dynamite back then. They were at maybe 800,000. So every week they were battling views, but not by much. And no, Dynamite, they were not at 1 million. You dumb fuck. They reached maybe 1 million, maybe 2 or 3 times. Not that much. After a while, they ran off fans. And then they went down to maybe 800,000. That was their norm. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. They were not averaging 1 mil per week. Are you crazy? Hell no. What the fuck? And yes, Shawn Michaels NXT is better than the black and gold brand. Just look at the goddamn numbers. Where's your proof? Where is your evidence? If we are comparing viewers, if we are comparing total viewership, if that is your metric on what's the better show, you cannot contradict yourself. So by your logic, you think that the current Shawn Michaels brand of NXT is better than Dynamite based on the viewership. All right. Because last Tuesday, Dynamite, they got their ass whooped by NXT like I predicted. Last week, I made a video before anybody else. I said that NXT on the CW network, I said they are going to whoop Dynamite's ass every week. I said that is a strong possibility. That's what I said. You see, this is why I'm the best at what I do. You see, I'm the real GOAT at talking about fake pro wrestling. I predict the future that you don't see coming. Who else caught that? I caught that. Nobody else caught that. I did. I said that was a bad sign. I said when NXT gets moved to the CW network every fucking week, I said they are going to beat Dynamite in total viewership. Was I right or was I wrong? They got their ass whooped last Tuesday. You see, this is why I'm not on Twitter, Jason X, because that is a filthy app filled with incels. So let's go back to this dumbass comparison. Yes, the Shawn Michaels version of NXT is better than the black and gold brand. Okay, let me give you more facts and evidence. Okay, the majority of those guys that were on the black and gold brand, they are in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. Strike one. So let's do another comparison. Let's compare that roster right now, the All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling roster, to the NXT roster right now. So we are seeing guys that were from the black and gold brand battling guys and girls from the new Shawn Michaels NXT. But you just said that the black and gold brand was better. But how? If they are averaging the same total viewership. Bruh, if not more. They are averaging more viewers now compared to 3-4 years ago under the black and gold brand. So by that logic, this new version of NXT is better than the black and gold brand. And here's what I mean. Who was the face of the black and gold brand? It was Adam Coleslaw. It was fucking Malachi Black. I'm seeing a lot of guys on this roster that used to be on the black and gold brand. But how come they can't beat out the current NXT with legends, icons, main roster talent on Dynamite that used to be in the World Wrestling Federation? They got Dean Ambrose. They got Pac. Hold on. Pac is a former black and gold NXT World Champion. Last time I checked, he was in the main event last Tuesday. A former NXT black and gold brand. You want to say that was the golden age? No. That was an awful age. Listen, even Triple H regrets that era. He knew they could not keep up that era. He's on record on saying that. He said that NXT, they had to make a change. Was I wrong? Was he wrong? That's what Triple H said. Even he said, bruh, that was just developmental. We had to make a change. Which they did, and it's working. They went from all about the work rate to now they are about character development. It's not all about the fucking matches. It's not all about the flips, dives, and kicks. It's not about that. And I'm seeing dumb fucks that are trying to bash Javon Evans for that botch. First off, that was not a botch, okay? That was a high risk, high reward kind of move that only his ass can do. So how is that a botch when your ass can't do it? Hell, I can't do it. This dude did what? A 720 body varial, and he tried to do an RKO. So he tried to have a Evan Bourne moment. That ain't no botch. Okay, let's say that would have landed. Okay, cool. But it was not that bad. I would not call that a botch. It was mistimed. Listen, only him and Ricochet can do that move. So how was that a botch when only his ass can do that move? That was not a fucking botch. That was a very highly skilled, athletic move that he tried to do that only his ass can do. That was not a botch. That was a hard ass move. Like I said, that was high risk, high reward. That was not a fucking botch. But to make a long story short, the Shawn Michaels era is better than the black and gold era. Just look at the numbers. Look at the total viewership. They are up. They are up in total viewership compared to the black and gold brand. That is a fact. The NXT 2.0 era, the Braun Breaker era, is better than the black and gold era. Why? Because most of those guys got released or they went to All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. Those guys are gone. There's no more Dijak. There's no more Keith Lee. There's who else? There's no more Isaiah Swerve Scott. There's no more Adam Coleslaw. There's no more ACH. There's no more Cameron Grimes. Those guys are gone. There's no more Matt Riddle. There's no more Adam Coleslaw. Those guys are gone now. So what is your excuse? If half those guys are now in All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, you cannot say that the black and gold brand was better. It was not. It was all about the work rate. It was all about 25-minute matches, fucking 25 false finishes, 25 fucking kickouts. That was an awful era. That was bad for the sport of wrestling. Look here, bitch. The mat is sacred. Do not disrespect this sport. That mat is sacred. Just like Gunther the Ring of the Love said, that mat is sacred. And the black and gold brand was bad for the sport of wrestling. Do you know why they failed? Because All Elite Wrestling, they outdid them, right? When it came to All Elite Wrestling, they were a better version of NXT. That's why they lost, you stupid dumb bitch. So yes, that was a failure of an era. That's facts. They outdid NXT. Listen, when it came to All Elite Wrestling 4 years ago, they were a higher budget NXT. That's why Triple H lost. He was a low budget All Elite Wrestling. And Dynamite was a high budget NXT black and gold. That's why they fucking lost. Why watch the black and gold NXT when you can watch a higher budget version of NXT with better talent, with more famous big ass names? Why? Why would you not watch? That's why. Con Man outdid Triple H back then. He was the better version of NXT. That's why they had to make a change, right? Listen, there's an old saying, if it's broke, fix it. It was fucking broke. That's why Vince McMahon, he went to 2.0. They had to rebrand the whole entire brand because All Elite Wrestling, they won. They won the war, but not by that much, but they won. And no, they were not averaging $1 million per week. Are you stupid? Listen, stop spreading misinformation. Are you crazy? No, they were not averaging $1 million per week. They were barely averaging 900,000. They were averaging under 800,000. They were averaging under 900,000. Okay. When it came to that gap, it was not by that wide of a margin. But yes, Triple H lost, so they had to rebrand a new NXT, which was needed at that time. Now, that was an overrated roster. Now, let's compare the old-ass black and gold brand to now. It's way better. It's a way better brand now, man. They got better matches. They got better storylines. They got better stars that translate well to the main roster. That is what you don't get, huh? You don't get that. It's not about the matches. It's about the characters. Last time I checked, it is called developmental, which means this roster right now of Shawn Michaels, they got better stars that translate better to the main roster. Look at Carmelo Hayes. Look at Braun Breaker. So that's my fucking point. And soon, Trick Williams. And soon, motherfucking Obafemi. They got stars. Way better stars who translate better to Raw and SmackDown. That is the main difference. They don't have any indie smarks. They don't have any indie jobbers on that roster. That is a homegrown roster. Listen, I don't care about the quality of the black and gold matches from 5 years ago. Who cares? They lost because of those matches. You people have no common sense, man. It's sad. Think with your fucking mind. Be logical. How was the black and gold brand better if they lost? They lost by a wide margin. When it came to battling All Elite Wrestling on Wednesdays, they fucking lost. Okay, let's fast forward to last Tuesday. My God, that was a blowout. Blowouts. Okay? It was not close. So, you want to compare the Shawn Michaels era? Listen, 2 weeks in a row, this company has beat All Elite Wrestling in total viewership. And some dumbass said that was a fluke last week. Well, that did not age well. Now, did it? Like I said, that number will be permanent. This will be a weekly thing. When it comes to the Shawn Michaels NXT, he will beat Tony Khan Man every week. Like I said last week. Remember? Last week, it was Ethan Page. He beat his old company in total viewership when he was in the main event. And I said, man, that is embarrassing. A guy that was a jobber on Dynamite, he beat you in total viewership in the main event? That's crazy. And I said, this will be a weekly thing on a CW network. Was I lying? Nope. 2 weeks in a row, Dynamite has lost to NXT. The Shawn Michaels NXT by a wide margin. That's why. This show is better. The Shawn Michaels NXT is better than the Triple H black and gold brand. The Shawn Michaels NXT is better. They got better matches. They got better women. They got better wrestlers who look like wrestlers. They got better wrestlers who look like wrestlers. That's the point. This is called developmental. This roster has way more upside than the black and gold brand. How am I lying? Those guys got released. So I'm not lying. They got released. Bro, who is still left from the black and gold brand? Who? Fucking Pete Dunne? Shit. Who? Fucking Johnny G? Ciampa? That's all that's left. It may be the Profits, but that's all. Everybody is gone from the Black and Gold brand. What part of that don't you understand? That means they were not that good. That means they did not translate to the Raw roster and to the SmackDown roster. But Shawn Michaels does. Just watch. Just watch when Trick Williams gets called up to Raw or SmackDown. This is a better roster with guys who look like fucking stars, and they are not vanilla midgets. That's the difference, you dumb fucks. The Shawn Michaels era, his top guys are not vanilla midgets. That's the difference. They are not indie darlings. That's why they are up in ratings, right? The casuals, they relate to the Shawn Michaels era. That's the fucking point, right? The casuals, they relate to Trick Williams. They relate to Femi. They relate to Tony D'Angelo. They relate to those guys with characters who look like stars, okay? They are not vanilla midgets like Adam Coleslaw, okay? That's the fucking point, bitch. Yeah, so yes, the Shawn Michaels era is better than the Black and Gold era. The numbers don't lie. Shawn Michaels is averaging more viewers than the Black and Gold brand. That is a fact. Look it up. Since when did the Triple H Black and Gold NXT beat All Elite Wrestling by this wide a margin? It never happened. They were either close or Dynamite dominated NXT. And that is also a fucking fact. So yes, you dummies, it is not fucking blasphemy to say that this current era of the Shawn Michaels NXT is better than the Black and Gold brand. Who cares about the flips, dives, and kicks? If that don't draw shit, Shawn Michaels is drawn, okay? He knows how to build up stars. He knows how to build up young stars. Case in point, Femi. Case in point, Trick Williams. Case in point, Braun Breaker, Mello. Case in point, Dragunov. He knows how to build up stars. Wesley, Javon Evans. So, for those who don't know, how wide a margin did Shawn Michaels beat Dynamite? By a large margin. They were over 800,000 and Dynamite was over 300,000. That is embarrassing. Triple H never did that 5 years ago. Okay? Numbers don't lie. I relate to facts and evidence. I don't care about who was on your roster. That just means you had favorites. You had smart indie favorites like Johnny G, Ciampa. That don't count because they was not drawing shit. Okay? This roster right now is drawing shit. They got hotter women. They got better wrestlers who look like stars. That is the main fucking difference. This is not good. Listen, I knew this was going to happen. And it's all Con Man's fault. You got stars on your roster, but you don't know what the fuck you are doing. Like I said, he is becoming Vince McMahon 2.0, but he is a poor man's Vince McMahon because he don't know what the fuck he's doing. He misses more than he hits. That's the problem. He misses more than he hits. I feel like he has killed the drawing power of Bryan Danielson because listen, why are you trying to push Wheeler useless? I can't believe that shit. He put him in the main event, and you wonder why y'all got your ass whooped. You put Wheeler useless in the main event with 3 X-Stars from the World Wrestling Federation, and you think that was going to draw? Let's be real. I don't think Wheeler useless has a fan base. Let me repeat. I don't think Wheeler Useless has a fan base. I'm being real. Who's a fan of Wheeler? Who? I don't know. Bro, he's boring. He has an awful look. He can't talk. He talks like a goddamn child. Who's a fan of Wheeler? Besides Con Man. I think Con Man is his biggest fan. I think the guys from the BBC, obviously, those guys are fans of Wheeler Useless, but that's it. I don't think anybody from the All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling fan base is a fan of fucking Wheeler. Like how? He sucks. And you put him in a fucking main event and you thought that was going to draw? Oh yeah, by the way, an awful fucking advertisement. It's Comman's fault why Dynamite had over 300,000 because you had no advertisement. Nobody knew that Dynamite came on Tuesday. Nobody. That's why nobody watched. Only your hardcore fans watched. But he is just an awful fucking businessman. The fact that you didn't tell nobody that Dynamite was on Tuesday. Like, how can you not make a big deal out of that shit? That's your main flagship show. And it was not advertised. Nobody knew that it came on Tuesday besides the hardcore fan base. But let's be honest, there's no way in hell that Dynamite was going to outdraw Randy fucking Orton. Okay, that was not going to happen. There's no way in hell that Dynamite was going to outdraw Randy Orton in NXT. Like, bro, I think that was the first time ever he was in NXT, right? So that was not a shocker. I knew that Orton was going to beat out Dynamite. So I'm going to make another prediction. Next week is going to be the same. Shawn Michaels is going to beat out Dynamite once again. And that is going to be the norm for the rest of the year and by next year. I can't see Dynamite outdrawing Shawn Michaels on Tuesdays. And I'm done.